I want you to picture this really quickly. Imagine having such an amazing life that hundreds of years after you die, people still celebrate you. You've basically popularized an entire genre, superheroes. But for whatever reason, as your life goes on and you become older, it starts feeling like you're trapped in some supervillain's plot instead of living in some supervillain's lair and just chilling all the time. Now, just in case you've been living under a rock for the past couple decades, Stan Lee was one of the greatest comic book writers and creators of our time. And he's pretty well known for his catchphrase, Excelsior! Exactly. Now, the idea that Stan Lee was being abused as his life began to end is not really new. But what is new is this.
Now, are you ready to give a riveting speech? You're gonna change lives.
I thought I was finished with that. What do I have to do now?
You're never over.
You get your money's worth out of me.
Every single penny.
Yeah, stay with me till the end of the video because the creator of that video and the rabbit hole definitely goes deeper and deeper. So much so that the person who recorded that same video and the person who created the documentary about Stan Lee's abuse are the same person. And they might be doing some weird stuff right now as well. Allegedly, mind you, allegedly.
If you have an idea that you genuinely think is good, don't let some idiot talk you out of it.
What's up guys, it's your boy, I swear I'm trying, and this Stan Lee news is so insane that we definitely have to talk about it. But before we go on, I just want to give a shout out to my man Moist Critical, really small creator around these parts. He was definitely the inspiration for this video, so shout out to him. So there's this person called Jon Bolerjack, and he's the former assistant to Stan Lee. And according to him, he has a lot of video evidence of Stan being abused throughout the last years of his life. But wait, there's more. That video that you saw is actually a trailer for the documentary made by the same person. But for some reason, in an insane play, Bolerjack has actually created a Kickstarter campaign for $300,000. For what, may you ask? Well, basically for him to release the footage of Stan being abused. He states that it's all in the documentary, but at the end of the day, it's really just releasing evidence. Let's be real for a second. This is some insane sicko mode levels of marketing, okay? I mean, just imagine if you or I did the same thing, but with something else. In what world is it okay to exploit his name after his death, might I add, and basically hold the evidence hostage? Like, what the fuck is going on? And not only hold it hostage, he's asking people to crowdsource it. Hell no, man. If I was Stan Lee, I'd be haunting this man, I'm not gonna lie to you. And look, I understand that making full-fledged documentaries and making movies are very expensive, especially to make them well. But what does this man need a visual effects team for? Are you trying to make some crazy CGI like the Imperial videos, or what's going on, my man? I mean, just tell the story, please. And I especially understand the paying the employees and feeding them, obviously, but what's the rest for? If we're being real, being a film creator is insanely difficult and expensive. And it is, for a fact, really hard. Very rarely will you get unsolicited help that changes your life forever.
No one's coming to tell you to get out the door and exercise. The bottom line is, no one's coming. No one.
However, if Jon Bolerjack had just stood in front of the camera and been like,
hey guys, I went completely broke making this documentary, but I want to expose how my friend Stan was treated at the end of his life. Please help me recoup my investment, pay my employees, and
yada, 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 right? Honestly, I might chip into that. I'm not gonna lie to you. But what do you mean that the video is basically already made, but we can't watch it yet until the money gets there? I don't know, I'm sure everyone has their reasons, but hiding something like evidence of elder abuse behind a paywall seems pretty just nasty to me. Real quick guys, before you skip me, it's I Swear I'm Trying from the future. Please just hit me with a sub, comment, share, whatever, right? You guys blew up the last video, so I really appreciate it. Thank you for that. And let's get back to the video. So what's next? As of making this video, Bolin's Kickstarter campaign has made a little bit over 50,000 of the 300,000 goal that they have in mind. However, I would bet my non-existing paycheck that this goal is for sure going to be reached. Which, thank God, will most likely save us from the terrifying counter question, what happens if the goal isn't reached? Are you just going to keep the film? Like, are we not going to know what happens? Are we just going to be left? Is season 2 going to get canceled? I don't know. Only God and Jon Bolerman at this point in time know. To be fair though, Bolerman claims to have been Stanley's friend, which seems pretty believable by the multiple clips that he puts in the trailer. If you watch the clips in the trailer, it becomes pretty believable. I mean, clearly Stanley's having a good time with the man, so we do have to give him that. But for whatever reason, that to me makes it a lot weirder. If I had videos of really good friends of mine being abused as their lives dwindled on, I would for sure show it to someone before asking them to pay for it. But hey, that's just me. That's just my opinion. It is what it is. But what makes it even stranger is how Jon tries to be quick-witted in these moments where Stan clearly is being pushed just a little bit too hard.
You get your money's worth out of me.
Every single penny.
Penny, like 5 pennies.
But hey, we can't really blame Jon for not being a stand-up comic and extremely quick-witted all the time. I mean, I for sure have thrown out a couple of jokes in my time that definitely fall pretty flat. It's very sad to think that Stanley created all of these heroes, but in the last couple of years of his life, he needed one the most. Do remember, guys, that even if you are chill with someone at work and you think they're your friend, a lot of them would sell you under the river for $1.50 and some change. It's just the reality of the situation. And somewhere deep in this story, I'm sure there's a metaphorical idea that I can extrapolate and start explaining for 25 minutes, but it just seems to be that it doesn't really matter how good of a person you are or how rich you are. You really have to be careful with the people that you surround yourself with, because they just might end up abusing you at the end of your life. Elder abuse is no joke. It may seem really funny when you're in your mid-20s, but as you grow older and older and you start depending on people, it's really scary that they can just come in and do whatever they want with you at the end of the day. I highly recommend a movie called I Really Care a Lot, or I Care a Lot, or whatever it is. I'll put it on screen. That movie actually intertwines with these types of topics, so it's a pretty good watch if you haven't seen it. You have to figure out who you trust in life and beware of all these slimy people that would squeeze you for a penny if they could. But what do you guys think? Do you think Stanley was actually being abused? What about Jon Bolerman? Is his strategy for releasing this documentary evidence? Is his strategy for releasing the documentary a good one? Or is it just S-tier money grubbing? Whatever it was, guys, just watch your backs out there, because it's getting pretty wild out there. Peace.
I seen me through the process. I don't really want no problems. Niggas ain't got no merit. Niggas ain't got no posture. Round here we keep shit G'd up, kick my feet up out my posse, and deposit, keep it posse.